Alright everyone, Cowboy Trades here, welcome back to the channel for another update on Kadena. So, Kadena is currently experiencing a huge dump along with the rest of the altcoin market. We're literally 7 cents away from making new bear market lows. Are we going to come down and get continuation to the price targets we've been talking about on the channel, like 69 cent and 50 cent? Or are some of these charts, are some of these oscillators letting us know that a major bounce is going to be happening very soon? We'll talk about all of this and more. We'll also update our KDA trade, which is currently sitting in 120% profit. So I'll be amending the stop loss on this one, realizing more profit, all of this and more. Let's dive right into this. So the first thing I want to talk about is the KDA BTC pair. I just wanted to update that today we have once again made new bear market lows. We keep on making new bear market lows on the KDA BTC pair. A lot of people keep on saying it's time to DCA altcoins. They've been saying that for months and months, but these altcoins are just religiously bleeding out against Bitcoin. And until we see a recovery in some of these alt BTC pairs, there's no need to rush into any DCAs at this moment, in my opinion. My price target on the KDA BTC pair is exactly what we said before. We were predicting a 35% dump down to the 2.618 fib. We are getting continuation on that, about another 30% move, which obviously means, if Bitcoin drops about 10%, expect KDA to drop about 40%, as it would underperform Bitcoin by 30%. But all in all, you can see KDA BTC is not performing well. KDA USD, like we've been saying, the BTC pair is a leading indicator. This will tell us, as this continues to break down into new lows, that the USD pair will soon follow. And as you can see on the daily time frame, we've got a bearish engulfing candle. On the weekly time frame, we've got a bearish engulfing candle. I definitely think we're coming right down to make new lows probably in the next week or so. With that being said, what's happening in the higher time frames? Well, like we updated in our most recent video 4 days ago, we talked about how this huge breakdown was just getting confirmed with the break to the downside of this head and shoulders pattern. Now, we highlighted the price target all the way down here at 54 cent, and you can see we're getting some beautiful continuation since that video. If I do come over to the oscillators though, while we're having this breakdown, some of these oscillators are getting to the point where they may be having a bounce in the coming weeks or so. Now, what I do want to highlight is there's still more room to go to the downside. The MFI still has more room to move to the downside. The squeeze momentum indicator on the weekly time frame has only just broken into red, and sometimes this can take months to play out, although this is a little bit of a lagging indicator, so do bear in mind, at least all of these are kind of predicting that for the next few weeks, we should be getting continuation on that breakdown. As you can see, when the MFI is bottomed out in all of these bottoms over here, you can see it had more room to come to the downside. And specifically on the stochastic RSI, I do want to highlight that, every single time we come down to this zero bound, we don't always bottom straight away. In fact, what you can see is when these two moving averages capitulate beneath this 20 line here, and they both come down to around about, 0 between 5, you can see we had a quote-unquote bottom on the stochastic RSI here on this week, and we got another week's worth of continuation. We had a double bottom. When I say double bottom, I mean that both of the moving averages on the stochastic RSI came down and bottomed. As you can see, the blue moving average, the short-term moving average, is currently pretty much at 0 right now, around about 4, but the long-term moving average is all the way up at 24, letting us know we've got more room to come down in the higher time frames. But really, moving back into the analysis, over here, when these both moved into around about, that 5 to 0 region, we still had another brutal 1 week's worth of continuation to the downside. Over here, when both of the moving averages came down to about that 0 range, we had about another 1 to 3 weeks worth of room to move to the downside. And right now, they haven't both come down to this level. Now, I don't know if we're going to have both of these moving averages converge to 0 next week or the week after that. I'll of course keep you up to date on the channel and let you know as this develops when I think a bounce is coming. I do just want to highlight that in my opinion, for the next 3 to 4 weeks or so, I do expect further continuation to the downside before a major bounce will be happening in the markets. Now, I want to make sure when that bounce is coming that we are out of our KDA trade. And in my opinion, by time I'm pivoting short-term bullish, expecting a bounce in KDA, I think we're going to be long coming down to this price target and hitting it. If you didn't know, we're currently in a KDA short. I think we're going to find support around about this volume profile at 69 cent, anywhere between 69 and 50 cent really. We do have a plethora of price targets. Once again, the take profit is down here around about 68 to 69 cent. We've got a bear flag price target at 58 cent. We've got that head and shoulders price target, which we talked about back here. The head and shoulders price target is right here at 54 cent. We've got major volume profile support around about 50 cent. So I want to make sure that, you know, in the coming weeks or so, maybe in the next month, when these oscillators are calling for a bounce back to the upside, we will be out of the trade. But yeah, just wanted to let you know, at least in terms of this 69 cent volume profile, I think we've got plenty of room to break down before we should be expecting a bounce back up for KDA. So what does this mean for our trade? Well, first of all, once again, congratulations again to the Cowboy family. This trade is currently just under 120% profit. So how am I going to be navigating this trade? Well, once again, all I'm going to be doing is moving my stop loss down once again. You can see that, like I highlighted at the start of the video, KDA is coming down to this last line of support. In fact, this touch point down here at 84.6 cent is exactly where we bounced from today. Now, am I saying that we're going to hold this as support and just go on a massive rally to the upside? I don't think that's going to happen, but in the case that something like this does happen, personally, I think we break to the downside of this, flip it as resistance and come down to our take profit very soon. But if we do bounce back up to the upside, we are at a pretty significant level of support right now, so we could have one of these, you know, knee-jerk reactions to the upside where we rally, you know, 25-30%, and if we do, we'll see a lot of our gains from this trade evaporate. So I do want to make sure, if we are having a significant rally from this touch point over here, that I am going to be realizing even more profit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the stop loss all the way down to these touch points over here, and just into the long-term moving averages on the daily time frame. These are around about 96.6 cent. Now this would mean round about a 10 or 11 cent rally to the upside for KDA from where we are right now. I really don't think this is likely. You know, from the bottom, it's going to be about a 14 or 15% rally. And with what KDA BTC is telling me right now, breaking into new bear market lows, what the Bitcoin dominance is telling me, that when we're currently seeing this breakout, is that altcoins are weak and we should be breaking down sooner rather than later. I don't think it's likely we have a bounce back up to here before breaking back down. But if we do, once again, just realizing more profit on this trade. So as this is a 5x leverage trade, this is about a 14% drop from our entry, which means we're now realizing 70% profit. So even in the worst case scenario, KDA just reverses to the upside, we're securing at least 70% profit. So congratulations once again. The trade is currently sitting in just around about 120% profit. 70% of this is realized. 50% is currently sitting in unrealized profit. We're going to continue letting this trade run. I think this is going to come all the way down to our take profit, which is basically a 40% drop from our entry, which would be a lovely 3x return. Basically, if you entered on this trade, you put in, let's say, $1,000 up here when we entered. If you come down and hit this take profit, you're going to be receiving $3,000, $2,000 extra from the entry. So with that being said, my friends, that's all I've got for this video. Once again, congratulations to the Cowboy family. The reason why we navigate these KDA trades so well is because we're very patient. We're happy to sit on the sidelines when the sidelines are called. We're happy to look at the oscillators and say, hey, we may be bearish and we think we're going down lower, but at some point in the next coming weeks or so, we may need to pivot into a short-term bullish stance. At least in the immediate short term, the charts are telling us, they're telling me in particular, the way I read them, is that we're going to be coming down to 69 cent sooner rather than later. But once again, worst comes to worst, we're sitting in 70% realized profit. So for today, my friends, that's all I've got. Thank you for staying patient for the past 4 days. I know KDA has been breaking down a little bit in that time. If you do follow me over on Twitter, which, like I say, I always do recommend, you know that I have kendo training from Wednesday to Friday. So I did update you over on Twitter, and also my most recent Bitcoin YouTube video, I told you I wouldn't be back until the weekend. So once again, thanks for staying patient. If you do wonder where I am sometimes, maybe I'm not making an update for a few days, make sure you follow me over on Twitter at 618_cowboy, because I will keep you up to date with what I am doing. And if my thoughts do develop in the markets, I will post them over on Twitter. So for today, my friends, that's all I've got. If you do enjoy my content, let me know down below by leaving a like and a comment. Share the videos with your friends. If you want to further support the channel, feel free to click the join button and become a member today. It's been your boy Cowboy Trades. I'm out. Peace.